What's up, everybody? It's me, Adam, here again to talk about my vinyl collection. Okay, so I don't want to waste any time with this episode because we've got a lot of ground to cover. I'm going to be talking about one of my very favorite indie bands ever, the Deer Hunter. The first thing that I have is the 2010 vinyl release of Act 1 and Act 2. This is a gargantuan triple LP with some great artwork and lyrics inside the trifold. The first LP featured the songs from the Deer Hunter's first EP, Act 1, subtitle The Lake South and the River North. And then the other two LPs feature the Deer Hunter's first full length, which is Act 2, The Meaning of All Things Regarding Misleading. The songs that are on this set are probably among my very favorite that the Deer Hunter has made. Act 3. This is the second full-length album from Casey Crescenzo and the Deer Hunter. It's pressed on milky white vinyl, nice heavy pressing, and this is actually an album that I own not only on vinyl but also the deluxe CD version that I pre-ordered back before I was collecting vinyl. Great album. Alright, so next up I have one of the treasures of my vinyl collection. That is the Deer Hunter's Color Spectrum Complete Collection. So what this is a box set featuring 9 10-inch vinyl records, each of which are music interpretations of colors. The first one is the Black EP. So this is fairly straightforward in terms of its pressing because it's on black vinyl like everything else. But these songs, when I first heard them, absolutely blew me away. It's the Deer Hunter at his heaviest, at his darkest in terms of both music and lyrical themes. And when I first heard this, oh my gosh, I was really excited about these songs and the creative direction that Casey and the boys were willing to take on this. The second EP is the Red EP, which is so gorgeous. Every single one of these EPs is beautiful, both visually and sonically. This EP is a hard rock sound representing the color red and features a lot of instrumentation and vocals from Manchester Orchestra's Andy Hull. That makes this a really special set of songs. Next up, the Orange EP. Now this is a little bit similar to the Red EP, but a little bit lighter, a little bit bluesier. Also a really great set of songs. Not my favorite from this, but when you have 36 songs, a few of them aren't going to be the greatest, and I think that's kind of what I feel about Orange. Next up, I have Yellow, which is gorgeous. The songs that represent the color yellow are kind of what you might expect them to be. They're very summery sounding. They've got a little bit of a Beach Boys vibe in terms of the guitar tones and the way that the songs sound. These were some of my very early favorites from this box set. This EP, as well as some of the others, feature some guest vocals from the lead singer of Naive Thieves, Cameron Thorne, who really adds something very special to the mix. Probably one of the reasons I love these songs so much, because he has a really unique voice, these very smooth, very sultry and dulcet tones from Cameron definitely makes this one of my favorite EPs from the collection. Okay, so what we have here is the Green EP. Now, as you might expect, the Green EP features a very organic set of sounds, mostly just acoustic guitar and Casey's lead vocal. The thing that I love about the Deer Hunter is their wall of sound production, the large compositions, and the progressive tendencies that they have to their music. And this is very straightforward, very simple, as it should be for this EP, but it's therefore not my favorite. Alright, next, the Blue EP. This EP is very blue in nature. There's no other way to put it. The songs are kind of sad, kind of subdued, but they do have that compositional quality that you love about the Deer Hunter. These songs are some of my favorite because of their moody quality and the way that those moods are portrayed with the instruments. Okay, Indigo. As you can see, it's pressed on dark purple indigo vinyl. The mood that this portrays is very sparse, electronic, kind of minimalist sounding. It's a really interesting experimentation from the Deer Hunter, but again, I think this EP in particular takes a few too many steps away from the Deer Hunter sound. It's interesting to listen to, but it's a little less accessible, it's a little less melodic, and therefore probably not my favorite from this collection. And then there is the Violet EP. Again, another beautiful colored 10-inch EP. This is somewhat reminiscent of the early Deer Hunter sounds from Act 1 and Act 2, specifically the songs that are sort of piano-driven and kind of, for lack of a better term, kind of circus-like. There's a certain feel to this EP that's very difficult to explain. I don't know, you have to hear it. It's one of the better EPs from the color spectrum. And lastly, the White EP. When I first heard it, I wasn't crazy about the songs on here, but they were something that grew on me very quickly because the songs are really thick in their arrangements. The songs feature themes lyrically discussing questions of God, life and death, what it means to believe in something good. Definitely something you should listen to. And that is all 9 10-inch EPs from the Deer Hunter Color Spectrum Complete Collection, which is fantastic. Alright, and the last vinyl that we're going to talk about today is the Deer Hunter's Migrant. This is the most recent full-length release, released this year. I pre-ordered it and was really excited about this album. A little bit of a disappointment for me. After spending so much time listening to the Color Spectrum, which was so ambitious, this album, by comparison, just seems a little bit safe. It doesn't have the unity of theme that Acts 1, 2, and 3 had with their concept albums, and it just feels like I don't know. That being said, I do really enjoy this album, but with the Deer Hunter, my expectations are always so high because they're one of my favorite bands that sometimes it's hard for an album like this, which just feels like a collection of really good songs, isn't the mind-blowing, ambitious concept piece that I come to expect from the Deer Hunter. One of the cool things about this, my pre-order got delayed because there was a problem, and instead of getting the normal color, I got a factory miscolored print of the album. So it's on this ugly yellow vinyl, but super rare. So that is exciting to me. That's all that I'm going to talk about this time. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. I'll put the information down below, and we'll talk about some more vinyl again really soon. And until then, peace out.